Hello there YouTube, and welcome to another of my little lists. Like most people of my age, much of my childhood was spent with Pokemon, whether it be with the trading cards, the games or the show. But as time has gone on and the popularity of the franchise persists, the creators have clearly been stretched for ideas, leading to some pretty bad stuff. Now I'm not only looking at them from a gameplay perspective, but also a design one, and my own indescribable bias. So get ready, here are my top 5 worst Pokemon.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon!
All it is a cartoon heart with eyes. There's essentially no creativity here, and it doesn't help that it is basically useless in the games. It's supposedly based on a discus fish, which is fair, but adding the romantic element to it just seems desperate. This is a Pokemon that doesn't need to exist.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon!
A lot of the problems of this Pokemon has to do with the name, Patrat. Just say the name for a second. Patrat. Okay, that's fine, but wait, look at it. It's clearly meant to be a chipmunk. Perhaps the evolution will fix that error. No, it evolves into something called Watchdog, like a watchdog that looks like a meerkat. How does a chipmunk evolve into a meerkat, and how did neither of them have names that make sense? And if we look at the original Japanese name, Minazumi, it is made up of the words looking and mouse. Still not a chipmunk. Also, I don't know about you, but it feels like those eyes are looking directly into my soul.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon!
Despite the fact that many of us that play these games are now way past our prime, the games are and should be directed towards kids. So the idea of a Pokemon based on a bunny rabbit is a good idea. It should be a cute little thing that they can make toys of. Instead, they decided to base it on a Playboy bunny instead, making me ask the question I never wanted to. Why are they trying to create Pokemon with sex appeal? Are there seriously people out there that want to fuck a Pokemon bunny? And you can't say I'm looking too much into this. Just look at the way it's standing. That pose should not feature in a Pokemon game. The only reason it doesn't feature higher on this list is that at least this Mega Evolution tones it down a bit, despite the fact its legs are meant to represent torn pantyhose. And, for the love of God, don't go searching for images of this Pokemon into Google. It will scar you.
I want to be the best there ever was, to beat all the rest, yeah, that's my cause.
Pokemon are based on real life animals. That has been established throughout the generations. They take an animal, animate them up a bit and add a theme, and voila, you have a Pokemon. So it's a sad state of affairs when they have to start basing them on food. And of all foods to choose, Vanillite is based on ice cream. Where does it stop? Toast Pokemon? Cheese Pokemon? How does this even happen from an evolution standpoint? Things evolve specifically not to get eaten. I wonder how many kids in this world pick these things up and get a nasty surprise when they bite into it, only to find organs and blood. That is a real horror.
At least 150 or more to see, to be a Pokemon master is my destiny.
Wow, they were literally scraping the barrel when they thought of this one. I mean, it's rubbish, garbage, trash, whatever you want to call it. The thought that there could be a trash bag species of Pokemon is bad enough, but to make 2 of the damn things is horrific. I can't imagine who thought it would be a good idea to make this thing. Rubbish is something you throw away. Why on earth would you want a living creature to resemble it? Since these things must live for a few years, I wonder if they rot from the inside out, and by the end of their life resemble a living nightmare of mould and maggots. Either way, it's rubbish, and its equally disgusting monstrosity of an evolution are the worst Pokemon of all time. It's a shitty bag, it's a bag of shit.